All right. Good evening, everybody. It's Catherine Clement in Boulder, Colorado, and this is our Miracles Happen Weekly Wellness Zoom. And I'm thrilled tonight to have a couple people with us and another person that just dropped off. She'll be in and out because her internet is kind of giving her fits tonight, but we're just glad to have guests and have no idea what we're going to talk about, really, and that's perfectly fine. So I do know we have a birthday in the house, so happy birthday, Phil. And it's his first time on here, so congratulations on finding your way here, and hopefully something we say will be helpful tonight to all of us. I'm sure we can all learn from each other. Phil is Marjorie and I work together, and we're also good friends on the side too. And then Phil, we met on through Facebook, and he's got all kinds of websites and is just like on it. He's totally on it. But he's very much into, we've had some discussions, Marjorie, around like herbs. He's got hundreds of herbs, herbal remedies, and so he's very much like-minded with us in that respect. About natural health, and we haven't had much time to talk about energy medicine per se, but I know for sure which herbs is energy medicine. Well, I'm sure he knows that. But and somebody chatted, let's see, thanks for the birthday wishes, he says. I'm not sure if his mic works or anything, so you're welcome. So we'll just you're welcome to add the conversation or ask any questions or whatever in the chat. Then if your mic doesn't work, Phil, or if it does, you're welcome to unmute and speak. And Marjorie, what would you like to talk to? I was going to ask you, Marjorie, are you familiar with, oh, here comes a train, so I'll ask fast. Are you familiar with Cryon?
Oh, there's Leanne. She just got back on. I was just going to announce that Leanne was having trouble with internet. So, Leanne, Catherine just asked me if I knew about Cryon, Kryon. Yes, somehow I found him. I don't know how, maybe the internet, decades ago. And I've been to a couple of the live channelings of Cryon. I think one was maybe two of them might have been in New York City and one was in New Hampshire. So, and I have several of his books, and I used to print out the monthly channelings for like years, and then I kind of stopped, probably because my kids were getting older and I was getting busy with them, while they were in elementary school. So I rediscovered somebody that I know online posted some of his channelings, like a series of them, and I kind of discovered them a few weeks ago, and I was like so blown away because it was like rediscovery, So yeah, why do you ask? Because
Well, because he did I don't follow him, like I don't watch all of his videos, but I am subscribed to his newsletter because I know a couple that live locally. Well, one of them is gone now. He's passed on, but she is still like, she's one of the people that goes to all of his things and is one of the people on the stage helping with all that stuff. And, and I found it was really interesting because I'd never heard of Cryon. And the first time I heard Cryon, I almost turned it off like 3 times because it was very, I don't know, it was very churchy to me. And to me, at first, it seemed like there was, I don't know, I just felt like they were using that sort of tone of voice and that sort of atmosphere just to manipulate people that are churchy people, so to speak, And so I almost turned it off. And every time I went to turn it off, my guides are like, listen to this. And I was like, I don't want to listen to this. And they're like, listen to this. I'm like, God damn it. So I had to listen to it. And it was so funny because he came to this one part. I'll never forget. He came to this one part. I'm sure he probably says it at some point in everything he does. I don't know, but he came to this one part and he talked about a mission of world peace. And when he said world peace, it was like God just like talking right here in my ear, world peace, like reverberated through my whole body. And it was like, yes, that's my mission. You know, even though people think I'm crazy, that's
Oh,
really my mission. And
wow.
so I didn't really, like, I got so much from that one thing that I signed up for the newsletter, but I don't follow him. But I noticed recently he had a video up about numerology. And so I thought of you
Ah,
immediately. And I
yeah,
thought, wow, I wonder if you knew of him and if you had listened to that. And I didn't listen to it, so I don't know what it had to say. But
yeah. Yeah, I used to really look forward every month to whatever his messages were because they were like food, you know, they're like sustenance. But somehow I just lost track of it. And even now, even though sort of you discover it through this one person's postings on Facebook, I haven't been drawn to be like overly involved with it because uh, honestly, like I think in today's time, there's so many sources now, so many, you know, places to go that's almost a bit overwhelming. So I have to tone myself down because I'm one of those people who just love to like keep exploring and you know, I can just totally overdo it. So, but I love the messages and because I think all the messages are the same, which is really that here on Earth, that we as individuals and the planet and our whole universe is raising up in vibration, that we're truly going through an evolution, like an ascension. And that this is the time now that we all came here to on earth as beings, you know, living another lifetime to to be purposely here while it's happening. And yet here we are and we're sort of still fumbling around. Like, you know, what is it with us? We should be like reveling in the opportunities, and instead we're all like still running around going, you know, I have health issues, I have money issues, I feel a little depressed, you know, I don't feel totally motivated, you know, whatever our little things going on in our regular lives. And it's just because I do remember way back, you know, when I was very actively exploring and everything. Like I remember learning about the harmonic convergence in the 1985 and going, wow, I can't believe that happened. And I really didn't know much about it at the time. And thinking all the people who were now that I had met that were seekers, maybe even actively participated in it in some special way, like on a mountain or something. And I completely missed out. And I was thinking, how patient they are. Like, you know, it's been like, you know, 10 years or whatever. And now it's been like, I can't even do the math, like 20 years since I got very active. And I'm thinking, I can't believe that 20 years has passed and I'm still sitting here hoping to open up my third eye and wanting to be able to read the Akashic records, you know? And anyway, so thank you for bringing that up. Now, did you just discover Cryon or has it been a while now or?
to me, it's been years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
years, yeah.
But I think
But
he's a great, like, he really works for some people. Um, he's a great, like, introduction. I'm so glad you keep coming back in and out, Leanne. I'm glad
that's
that you're trying to zoom in with us. Um, I think he's a great first introduction to people to some of this information because he does use sort of a churchy sort of atmosphere that people are comfortable in, and therefore they're more open in those moments. Um,
hmm,
so, so it's sort of, um, to me, and I don't know if I was around during these days, probably, because I definitely know I was burned at the stake at least once. At least once, because I have really
hmm,
vivid memories of that. But it's kind of like when the Christian churches started up, they brought in the statue of Mother Mary because the pagans worshipped female goddesses as well. So the only way that they could get any of the pagans to attend is if there was a feminine deity in the house, so to speak. And and a lot of the Christian holidays are centered around pagan worshiping days. If you look at the calendar and stuff and the time of year, it might be 2 or 3 days off, but it's also close. And so that's awesome. Leanne, come on out and talk while you're on here, honey. I'm going to go off camera for just a minute, but I'm still here. I'm just medicating.
Is that Leanne? Come on, Leanne, we need you to talk. Uh-oh, we don't really hear you.
Okay, I just want to know a little bit
it's kind of echoey.
about what you were talking about, because you kept cutting in and out, and I was catching a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of froze now, and it is kind of hard to hear you or understand you because you're echoey and you just froze.
And it looks like you've got a really cool glow-in-the-dark green facial mask on, which I'm loving.
She looks like a specter.
Phil, if your mic's working, come on out whenever you want to say something, honey.
Here's Leanne again. It's the same. She looks the same. Uh-oh, I think we lost Phil.
No, he's still here. I can hear him, though. I see his box lighting up.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I heard Leanne's voice for a minute there.
Yeah, I hear her go in and out, and she says we're going in and out.
Oh, this is a shame that her internet isn't working tonight.
Make sure you're not on your VPN if you have one, because it will slow things down a lot.
I don't know if she has VPN because she's in Canada, so she doesn't really need one. I have a VPN and I have mine on, and I'm not having any problems. Yeah. Phil said that he thought his microphone was working, so that's him clicking on and off, I think. Uh-oh. Maybe not. He doesn't think his internet's working, or his microphone is not working. Yeah. I wonder if he can hear us.
I'm pretty sure he can hear us, or he would have dropped off
by
now. He could hear us because I was giving him birthday wishes, so he must read lips well if he couldn't. There you go.
I think Leanne can hear us because she started talking. It's just that she can't really. She heard us say something. She heard us say something like, "Your turn to talk, Leanne," and she started. So I think she can hear us. We just can't understand her very well. So
yeah,
and she's gone again.
Went in and out.
We just lost her again.
Yeah. She'll be back.
Well, for you to bring up Cryon is wonderful because I don't know. Obviously, if you subscribe now, that you must feel there's some value because. I did read something recently. I'm into the full disclosure, and the two main people there are saying things about channeling is a little bit sort of iffy now, that it's uncertain if the channeling that people are sharing is really pure or if it's somehow biased in some way. And so that kind of made me think about things because I've always paid attention to channeling. Oh my God. Leanne's adding a lot of interest to our Zoom recording, right?
It's her alien self zooming in with us tonight. Leanne, we love you. We're laughing with you, honey.
I wonder if she realizes what she looks like.
She probably can't see it. You can hear it coming through her speakers. It's so garbled and
Yeah, it's just really.
thing. Try. Well, I guess you can't call in. That would be a long distance call from Canada.
Yeah, that could be a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that connecting into certain vibrations is very, very beneficial. And it has always been that way with channeling. It has always been that way with mediumship of any kind. He has been one of the longer standing channels, the main guy that does that. But at the same time, you know, he does that at the UN, and so he's sort of involved somewhat in Washington and stuff too. So who knows? I mean, none of us really know in the end who we're channeling. Just like when I was out of body talking to Jesus, I don't know if that was Jesus or that was just like some kind of hologram that they showed me to calm me down so I wouldn't lose my freaking mind over what the hell was happening at the moment. I mean, honestly, to me, I was completely out of body conversing with Jesus and having this major spiritual experience, you know, but I don't know if that was real or not. I have no way, none of us have no way of knowing what's real. We just don't.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think Leanne's getting frustrated and saying, I need a new laptop. Oh.
Uh-oh. Okay.
She thinks everybody in her building is on the internet.
I think I heard Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hi there.
I can hear you now.
Amazing. I'm so technical, I can't even get a microphone to work.
Speak a little louder if you can.
Well, let's see if I can increase the volume.
Well, actually, I actually just increased my microphone. Sorry, the volume of my microphone. I forgot I turned it down.
Well, anybody can hear me now? Let's see. Trying to figure out some of these settings here.
I can hear you. It's still soft, but I can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next time I can figure out how to turn the volume up.
Well, that sounds really good. No, you sound really clear, loud enough.
Oh, I do? Maybe I just don't have a good enough mic or something here.
No.
Well, it's nice to be with you fine people. After 20 minutes, I can say hello.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
And happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was going to blow out the candles, but I didn't want to burn down the neighborhood. So.
Tell us what you do with herbs, Phil.
Oh, I just use it to, you know, I just been experimenting since I was a young man. Tell you a funny story. I was learning about wormwood when I was in my 20s. So I ordered it from California, an organic wormwood. And the first thing I did was I thought that wormwood did certain things, but I made a stainless steel pot full of it. And it was black like coffee. So I poured it into a coffee cup and thought I was going to drink it. Well, as you probably know, wormwood is usually taken by the drops. You know, you put 4 or 5 drops in a liquid, say cold water or whatever. So I put that in my mouth. I thought I was drinking poison. I ran to the sink and spit it out. And then it wasn't long after that I learned that finally you don't take or drink wormwood by the cupful. You know, I thought maybe a little bit of honey with whatever and stir it up and it'd probably taste. I didn't know what it was taste like, but I learned real quick that wasn't the way you took that. But I've been doing it for a while. I use it for different things. You know, a variety of different herbs.
It's a great remedy, not by the cup.
Yeah. It's what you call experimentation, basically, which wasn't a good idea at the time. I look back, but yeah, I use the various herbs for various remedies. Some of them I take for just normal health, cleansing of the body and stuff like that, cleansing of the blood. And others I use on special occasions when you got the cold or the flu, you don't feel good and stuff like that. So,
he's the one that told me about the black seed oil, Marjorie.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
He's the one that got me on that.
You know, Leanne is saying she can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oops.
Have you got used to the taste there, Catherine?
You know, it's interesting. If I take
It's
it
better.
often enough, it's not as bad. But if I like miss a dose, like I've been taking it 3 times a day, and if I miss a dose, it tastes really bad the next time. So I think it kills the taste buds on your tongue because it tastes damn bad. They have a chance to grow back if you don't take it.
It's one of those things that kind of grows on you. To me, it sort of has a peppery taste to it. And it's kind of shocking at first, but as your body says, this is good for me and I'm liking it and it's doing some good things, you'll notice it tastes like what in your case, it's actually kind of disappearing, or you're becoming used to it and it's kind of not so bad to take. And then after a while, you'll say, gee, that's pretty good. So
I'm waiting for that. Every time I take it and I go, ugh, and then I go, Phil tells me this tastes good. So I'm waiting.
I promise you, I think that'll happen to you before long. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good herb. I can't hear you now. Oh, there you go.
Black seed oil. Okay.
Black seed oil.
Wormwood. Yeah, right. Wormwood. I said worm root. Yeah. Okay.
Wormwood's a good thing to put in your garden because it's so nasty that not even the bugs will eat it or bother your garden. So if you have problems with insects eating your fruits and vegetables or herb garden, just grow a little bit of wormwood in there and they won't get near it.
Well, I have to tell you, Phil, thank you so much, because even though, well, I do use medical ozone, of course, but other than that, my next best remedy for what's going on, you know, would be cannabis oil. And even though I'm in like the capital of weeddom here, I cannot, it's difficult to put together enough to make a batch of that oil. Like it takes about a pound of stuff. It doesn't all have to be bud, but it takes about a pound of stuff to make that oil as strong as it needs to be. And thank God this oil is like $30 a bottle, even cheaper now that Phil told me another place I can get it. So that's a huge difference, because if I pay somebody to make it, it's going to run me somewhere between, I think it was like between $600 and $700 or something.
Wow.
Compared to black seed oil, and if they both, you know, work well, then it's a much cheaper remedy for people.
I mean, the black seed oil is much cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that
Phil, where do you live?
I live in Asheville, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, in Massachusetts. You know what? You're going to laugh at this, but I did live there for about 9 years in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Pittsfield?
Yes, I'm pretty close to. I'm in Northampton.
Oh, wow. I've been to Northampton. I know exactly where you're at.
I know where Pittsfield is too. My son used to go play lacrosse there. So.
Oh, I was the southern boy that went north for a while. I ended up not being prepared for the snow. I had no idea. I mean, I wore a jacket, you know, and stupid stuff. Crazy stuff, you know, that you wouldn't do in Massachusetts. I was out there in ski country where, you know, when it snowed, it was like I had to go to my car. I had to fight my way to seeing my hands in front of me. And then I had to remember the direction of my car. Then I had to feel my way. Then I had to sit there and jump up and down and try to knock enough snow off I could open the door. Then I had to try to get the car cranked and the defroster going. Then I had to get out and brush off all the snow. And then I had to hit the brakes because they were frozen. And then I had to sit there and get the steering wheel to work. And finally, when I got the snow and ice off the window, I was able to try to drive home. And that was kind of like going down a sled on an icy slope. I was not prepared for that. I knew if I stayed up there much longer, I'd kill myself. Falling down or whatever. I actually got out of the car one day to go in to see a business person, and the snow was melting. And when you put cars on the side of the road, the ice sort of forms a curvature of the car. And as I went to get in the driver's side, my foot got down slope between the car and the ice, and I was trapped on a public sidewalk with people going by and driving. I felt like an idiot. I was completely out of place up there in Massachusetts.
Oh my. Well, so Leanne, you have questions about herbs? We got an herb guy here. I don't know if she heard me.
She's not sure. You're not sure she heard you.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't think
y'all have any
or her
questions about
microphone.
herbs? I might have an answer. I may not though.
Yeah, wait. Do you drink chaga? She asks.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is chaga? And because I'm an herb guy, but I don't know what that is. It might go under a different name. Herbs have different names.
Oh, well, Leanne cannot. We can't understand Leanne, so she's gonna have to write out her questions.
It sounds like a Chinese herb.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know what it is either. Yeah.
That's
She's not typing that she can hear the answers or not. So there she goes.
See.
It's a medicinal mushroom found on white and yellow. What? Right on white and yellow.
Nice. I would try it.
Well, the
Birch
thing about herbs is
trees.
they've all got different names, and some people will call them one thing, and it'll be the same thing, and you'll be taking it and not even realize you're taking it. So, you know, the mushroom that may be something I'm familiar with under a different name.
It's interesting. I just saw an interesting video. You know, on Facebook, it just popped up. Maybe somebody posted. I don't remember, but a man who's considered like a mushroom expert, and he has this business where he's growing mushrooms like in a warehouse, and he has like shelves, and he just picks up this thing and then he plucks off the mushrooms, and he was saying that it is the best protein that you could be eating, that you could just live on mushrooms. So it was really kind of curious because I'm not really that versed in mushrooms, and he had like so many varieties that he would make a meal out of it by like combining 5 or 6 different ones, and it was intriguing because I really do like
I need
mushrooms.
to learn more about that because, you know, with tiny house living, I could do that, and I'm vegan, so I'd be cool with that as a source of protein.
Yeah. I wonder if I've saved.
The only thing that scares me about mushrooms, if you don't know what you're doing, which I don't, a lot of mushrooms, one's very poisonous and one's not, and they don't look very much different. So if you don't really know the trick to know what you got, you can probably hurt yourself real quick too.
I don't really know what exact. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I'm not sure exactly what this man's business was, but it seems like he sold mushrooms to people, like he would harvest them. So he could be an excellent guide for like exactly what kind of mushrooms you could grow at home that were totally edible and, you know, safe and nutritious. I guess that was the thing I was looking for. That's a great way to do it, yeah. Because I really do love mushrooms, you know, and yet I don't know if for some reason, eating only one thing like mushrooms doesn't really sound like a balanced diet.
Let me tell you a good way to eat a mushroom. If you go in there and get yourself some regular mushrooms in the store, you slice it so that you've got little moons. You know what I'm trying to say? A moon, and it's kind of thick, and you lay them on a tin foil, and you buy yourself a real high quality cheese with lots of oil, like any kind of sharp cheese. I mean, one of those, what's that? I forgot the name of that cheese I like. It comes in like a block, and it's a foil wrapper, and it kind of sort of has like a black and a red and an orange or yellow, and it's different brands. You get the extra sharp, New York sharp, and you slice a little bit of cheese on, or a little slice of cheese on top of the mushrooms on the foil. And you put them in the oven and let the oil from the cheese melt onto the mushroom. I promise you that'll be something that you'll get fat on because it's absolutely delicious.
I think Leanne's trying to show us a chaga mushroom, and it looks like it's frozen.
It's probably that big mushroom. I call it something else. I can't recall what I call it. Maybe
you have someone else on here too.
Yeah, Ron's on. Hi, Ron. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Join us.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. If you have any questions, like any health concerns or any questions about any kind of natural remedies, just go ahead and unmute and start talking. Or if you know about stuff, share your wisdom with us. I thought I heard him start to talk, but you're muted.
But that's what
Yeah.
I thought I heard too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
For all I've read about natural stuff, I should know a lot, but I sure don't, guys. I'm here for knowledge, not to give knowledge.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that I try to pay attention to different ways to be healthy, and I guess
Might be my internet because now you're frozen, Marjorie. No, I didn't see the chunka chaga.
And my screen's frozen. I don't know about anybody else's screen.
Yeah, Marjorie's frozen to me. There, she dropped off. She'll be back on. Well, the thought of growing mushrooms really appeals to me because I don't have a refrigerator. I've lived without refrigeration now for about 3 years. And mushrooms are actually a difficult thing to buy at the store and keep without refrigeration. Because they refrigerate them at the store, and then once they're refrigerated, they kind of need to stay refrigerated to stay good. So I would love to grow them because then that wouldn't be an issue, because I wind up throwing a lot of them away into the compost.
Good idea.
So I'll have to read up on that.
Is anybody on a ketogenic diet?
I'm semi-ketogenic.
You're on the vegan ketogenic diet, right?
I'm a vegan-ketogenic, yeah.
I see. So you must eat lots of avocados and nuts.
I can't afford to eat avocado, man. I need to
Uh-oh.
move to Costa Rica or somewhere.
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry. I got cut off.
Yeah, you kind of froze for a while, and we were like, yeah, she's frozen, and then you dropped
Well,
off. So welcome
I
back.
I just disengaged the VPN. I decided maybe that's what it is.
It could be.
Well, all I was really saying was that I was going to be listening to healing music channeled from the heaven world that heals down to the cellular level. And it really isn't that exciting music. It's not even that elevating or anything. It's a little weird at times, but I figure, you know what? Because you had made mention of this, Catherine, that we should not be healing for specific diseases or specific parts of our body, because that actually creates more of the same. You know, like if I say, oh, I need to heal this or that. Whereas if I just go for the whole being, my whole being, you know, and go for perfect health, knowing that that's really the real state that we have. That's our true being, is perfect health. And I use that healing music down to the cellular level that came from the heaven world. Then I guess I was going to say I'm going to put my trust in that, because I really don't know about YouTube and different sound healing things that are offered on there. I really have no idea who these people are. There's one person I met on Facebook that told me about something called whole tones, like WHOLE tones, and they had different levels that you could buy, and he used it and said it healed his high blood pressure, and he also felt great. He was very generous because he listed, like, for every, I don't know, was it megahertz or something, at the different frequency levels, that would be good for this, and then another level would be good for that. And it was very extensive, and you could spend as little as like under $50 to maybe upwards of $200, and then you would have different ways of having the music available to you. And I didn't really even know if I would use it that much, because I just tend to be one of those people who buy things and then don't use it or don't use it properly. So I was like, maybe I should just stick to the freebie thing that I know about.
you make a
So
very, excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just going to say that's my new low cost budget approach to, you know, my disorganized healing healing journey.
I can give you another low cost approach too. One of the things that over the years that we all get kind of, in my case anyway, I got hints about what to do, what to eat, and like what you're talking about, learn little parts. But I finally put it together. There's probably three components that I want you to think about, and that is light, water, and vibration. Light, water, and sound. And you can take water has a memory. So if you take clean water, like distilled water, and maybe add some minerals, but if you take clean water and play music, upbeat or Christian music or whatever your belief system is, to the water and drink it, it will have an impact on you. So when you say a mantra and in the sounds, you say you're 90% water. So what you're doing is you're feeding your body through the sounds that are occurring. There has been proof for some, if you take like water, pure water, and you take sound and you take light, it'll create a DNA like structure inside that water when there was nothing there before. So water has a memory and it can impact. Let me tell you a story about some scientists that were really kind of deviant, and their project or project was to develop poisons that would kill people. Now it's a warfare, and they sat in a room, and during the day as they were on the blackboard talking about this and they were putting formulas on the blackboard, the waiter or waitress kept coming in the room and filling up the glasses and putting the water pitcher on the table. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they all got sick and had to be rushed to the hospital because the water was memorizing the formula and conversation, the vibrations and thoughts, and it turned into a portion of the poison and killed them. Our dog on there killed them. So there's a lot to be said. If you put water with different components, like rice, for example, and you sing to one, you hate the other one, you don't do anything to the third, you'll have 3 different growth rates. And I've always wondered why people that were really great at gardens would walk over to the plants and water them and sing to them or say, "You look so good today," or "I want you to do this," or they love the plants, and they just absolutely have the green thumb. It has a lot to do with the sound and the water, soil, and the light. In other words, if you put all those together, that's really what you are. And sound is a key, just like water, because water has a memory. So if you think good, sorry?
I was going to say, I totally agree with you, Phil, because I'm trying to remember the Japanese man who wrote all those books. You know, Catherine, about it, right? Where he took pictures of the frozen water crystals and the beautiful looking snowflakes.
Yeah. I think I saw a little bit about that.
Because you were talking about the rice experiment where one would be.
Yeah, I think I'd seen a little bit of that experiment on a YouTube video years ago. I can't remember what time I saw that.
Yeah, I think his name is Masaru Emoto, and I was thinking about water because everyone talks about, oh, you need alkaline water or you need like the special water with the extra hydrogen in it. And I was just thinking, just blessing your food.
Yeah.
You come home with your groceries and you bless them.
Pray over it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And the same with the water. If you just bless the water maybe. And I actually had from way back a friend who psychic and created these pyramids that I actually have like 2 or 3 of them. And I don't even use them, but he told me that he created them and they're supposed to do something to your, whatever, your food, your water. And I was thinking, I should just put that over my container of water, which is probably just going to be in a big plastic bucket. So it's really not even like a wonderful receptacle for like a glass jar, it's just going to, but if I just use the pyramids that I have and put it over the top of the water, that would probably be awesome.
Well, that's interesting too.
Are they argonite?
I don't know what it is. I never really got the full, I went to like a workshop he had, and he was an inventor, and he would be able to channel like Tesla.
Tell me what they look like. Tell me what they, and I'll
well,
what they
they're
are.
four-sided, they're just small, not very big, 4-sided pyramids that he would build with maybe like not cardboard, but something like cardboard. And then he would paint it, and he would actually put maybe some special stuff into the paint. I never really got all the details. And then he actually had a real special one that I actually gave away to the guy who channels Cryon, because I was trying to help my friend and like get him like PR, like free public relation publicity or whatever. Say, try this out and see what you think. And then I startled him. He didn't know who the heck I was and what is this thing I'm giving him. Thing cost me like $200. So I never even got to use it. Never even got trained on it. But I thought he would be able to figure it out with Cryon. That Cryon would have it, and Cryon would know exact. So I have the regular kind of pyramids, but there was this one super pyramid. And I've never really used it. He told me, my friend's name is Lester, he said that people just used it for simple stuff like putting their razors, like men would put their razor blades underneath the pyramid and it would keep it sharp, stuff like that. It was just like simple babyish stuff, but here I am, I've got two and I don't use them for anything. But I have been thinking about go back to basics, rather than buying fancy water filters and everything. Just bless my water or bless my food,
Right.
or bless myself,
You think about how nature works. Like, for example, in the ocean water, see the atmosphere and the water and the wind, it kind of evaporates and then rises through the currents into the clouds. And then there's large bolts of lightning and sunlight, and what it does is charges that water in the clouds where it becomes like an O2. So then it rains on the plants in the field, and what that does is kill the bacteria and other natural things that keeps the earth pure and fresh, and keeps the bacteria from not consuming all the living plants or whatever on the planet. And what you do when you go to these places like in France where they take a bath in water where it runs over the minerals of the rocks and it crashes down over the waterfall and it splashes and gets all the ocean and has the rainbow, and you bathe in this water that's gone through all the energizing process of everything from ozone to finally being oxygenated, and you get in it. It's still water, but the difference is of all the properties of the memory of water, and suddenly you're water and you're in that water. You consume that water and you bathe in that water, and suddenly you say, my God, I'm cured. So you can actually put a water in a bottle you think so pure, but if it doesn't so-called crash over the waterfall, it is completely, we'll call it neutral, without oxygen, regardless of what they do to it, what man does to it. It's what God does to it. You can take that same water and put on your Christian music or whatever song or mantra or whatever you want to do and play it all day. And if you put it next to other water in a bottle, the memory will actually transfer to the other 23 bottles. Okay.
That's one of the reasons I don't like to drink bottled water. Because can you imagine all of the vibrations and energy that bottled water picks up while it's traveling through the stores and trucks and roads, and you know what I mean?
It's true. You don't know who handled it, what they said along the way.
Well, if you think that our bodies are pretty much, 70 to 80 to 90% water, depending on how young we are.
Well, if you look on the large side, I'll look on the atomic side, it's mostly nothing there. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was just saying the whole thing about talking to the water. That's why being positive within ourselves is so important.
It is.
Because you can say all these beautiful things to the water, which has been proven, through this Japanese person. Just talking to ourselves in the same way with love and all the positive words that have the positive high vibrations. I mean, that's really very powerful,
It is.
Oh.
You make a good point. Exactly. So if you're water inside and you spread the love, so to speak, and you think good thoughts and do all these other things, and you sing and you dance and you do all these things that are wonderful, then you're creating that wonderful memory and water to do good things with your body as far as healing. I agree with that. Yeah. That's a good
point. But I do know the people that I'm following, Catherine, that are into the full disclosure, that he needs to raise his vibration. So he actually is eating high vibration food, like raw foods. He actually went to someone who's a specialist in this kind of thing, in like Sedona, Arizona or something, and was learning from them about, because he actually was trying to eat on a good diet, but didn't know what he was doing, and he was becoming malnourished. So he decided to go to people who know what they're doing as far as eating the high vibrational food and the raw diet. so I know that, yes, you can talk and do all that within yourself, but I guess what you put in yourself is still important. Like, you can't just be blessing your body and blessing yourself and then eating processed food and junk food and fast food. You
I
have to
don't
eat
know.
that.
I knew this guru that used to eat M&Ms, and he just blessed each one.
Yeah, that's
That's a good trick. I'll try it. Did it work?
or did he look like hell?
I don't know. You know, homeopathics are based
Sounds
on
like he
the
had
same thing, vibration.
M&M on his forehead or something there.
Sorry guys, my internet is not so good tonight, so it's making all of us freeze up.
Been following, and they were talking about
Hello.
I'm just putting in the chat. Am I the only one on the Zoom now?
No, it's
Because
me,
I'm
you, and
really
Ron.
not sure.
Yeah, I guess my internet is just not good enough tonight. Sorry.
Oh, I hear some live people.
So sorry. My internet is just messed up. I'm not sure why.
Oh, Catherine doesn't have her microphone on. We lost Phil. Ron, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. This is
Oh.
Ron.
Hi, Ron. It's just the funniest Zoom today.
Yeah,
Catherine's, yeah,
it's kind of
everybody's
funny, isn't it?
dropping off. I dropped off once already.
So sorry, guys.
Catherine is from, oh, no, 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 you can't, you can only go international. You
Okay, well,
got
that's what I
shut down
thought.
in the middle of January.
Did
Yeah, because they're going in a big
yeah,
meeting in middle of January this year
did,
in Sweden. It was the event in Sweden, and so no, we cannot
yeah,
promote it in the United States. We're just kind of like waiting until it goes public. Meantime, you can buy the OFE
okay.
currency.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah. So it was getting to be like the hour. Oh, I think Catherine just typed something here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Is that Catherine? Yeah, now you're really clear, but we can't see you.
Yeah, well, I got my video turned off so that hopefully I have enough internet so you can hear me, because I don't know why it's going in and out. Maybe
Yeah,
there's a storm coming or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, we lost Phil, and poor Leanne just never got back on.
Yeah,
I got kicked off once.
yeah, I've been kicked off about 4 or 5 times, so I apologize, but there's not much I can do about it. So
No, that's no. We're actually getting to know more people. I've never met Ron. Well, this is my first time joining your Zoom, so I'm meeting Ron. I met Phil,
this was everybody's
and I
first
already
time
know
here
you and
tonight.
Leanne. So,
It was yours,
oh,
Ron's, and
cool.
Phil's
Yeah.
first time tonight. But Ron is he's in my
Now, Ron, why?
Facebook chat trainings and WhatsApp and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Maybe
that
I said his
WhatsApp.
name seems familiar, but I don't know why. Like, so. Well, that's cool. And your interest in wellness, Ron, is just general, or you have a particular interest?
Well, years ago, I was trying to grow or develop cartilage. I had a hip replaced about 8 or 9 years ago, and I'm going to get another one here in a couple months. But
Mm.
I tried to, I tried everything I could read about to build cartilage up, and I never found the thing. Well, yeah, I found stuff, but nothing that worked that I know of. You take stuff 2 or 3 or 4 months and kind of expect results, and I know that's probably not good thinking. I tell you one thing, I used to have chest pains. It was about 3 or 4 years ago, a lot of chest pains, and cayenne pepper. I started taking that, and I haven't had a chest pain for 4 years now. I'm
Wow.
serious. It
Nice.
absolutely works. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been reading about cayenne pepper. They're adding it to like turmeric, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because I don't remember exactly what it does, but it seems like it's maybe needed as a catalyst
Yeah.
for some of these other herbs.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you find out about cayenne pepper that made it work for you for your chest pains?
Well, I don't know. It just opens up your arteries, and
Wow.
it wakes you up. We all kind of know that when you take it. I put about 8. I'm up to 8 shakes now, and my cup of coffee in the morning. Then I'll put it on other stuff too. I want to get as much of it in my body as I can.
So you're putting 8 shakes of cayenne pepper into your coffee,
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
like black coffee,
Wow.
black
Yeah,
coffee.
black coffee,
Mhm.
turmeric. That other one with turmeric. What's it? Cumin.
Yeah.
Cinnamon's good. Uh, Oh, I'm not looking in my cupboard now. I can't think of all of it.
Do you ever use cayenne pepper just in your cooking rather than?
Oh yeah, but I can't
Yeah.
taste it so much. I mean,
Oh, I don't know if that's good for you. Catherine, you think ramen noodles are good?
no,
No.
I'm sure they're not.
Like my kids would, I used to buy it, but after a while I would never use the powder packets. I would eat the noodles, not to say the noodles were great either, but I thought at least I wasn't using I wasn't using the powder flavor packets. I would just add my own stuff in there, like, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but then I'm sure the noodles really aren't high quality